Okay, you guys ready? Really solid week of practice. I was proud of our team in regards to, I talked to them Monday morning about having a solid 4 weeks after the spring break and coming back, and this was week 1 of the last 4 of spring break, and they were really attentive, really worked hard. We're up early every morning. They've been on point at weight, lifting sessions, meetings, good practices, so I appreciate them. I appreciate their effort there. We got a long way to go. Today we didn't have a full-fledged scrimmage just because of the weather and getting outside and doing that in the indoor. There's not quite enough room in there for us to do that. But we had an abbreviated practice, had a good physical practice, and then we had a situation where we had a scrimmage. We moved the ball with a quick whistle, with a thud, so we ended it that way. So it was a good practice. I would have liked to have gotten outside, but overall good work. We have a long way to go. I think both quarterbacks, all 3 of the quarterbacks really did a good job at times. There's work to be done, of course, and it certainly wasn't very smooth today, that's for sure. So you can see we need as many live reps as we can get. So I'll open it up.
Mark, is EJ practicing, or do you have any update on his status?
He's practicing, yes. Yeah, he is. EJ, the bottom line is that, again, you guys have heard me say this before, it's my job to help each and every one of these guys. It's about them, it's about this team, and unless it ever gets to a point where it affects the team in the locker room, I'm going to try to help guys. And I think EJ, had something brought in yesterday from outside and didn't handle it exactly the way he should. I think he knows that. But I'm not going to ever, again, it's my job to try to save each and every one of these guys to the best I can. And EJ's a good kid, and he tries to do the best he can, and it's our job to try to help him in all areas of his life.
Have you thought about changing your social media policy at all in the next year?
If I change that and tell you that, tell me how they're going to stay off that. You know what I mean? We do our job. That is news, and I completely understand that. And at some point yesterday, actually, I didn't even have all the rant on there until later. So kids need to find a way to express themselves, and do we agree with it? Do we like it? No. It's news, and that's your job to report it, and I understand that completely. But until it affects us in that room, in our locker room and on that field, it's really not as big a deal to us, So it's news. It's a distraction. You don't love it, and we educate them and need to continue to educate them on that. The minute you hit send, and it's news, it's print, it's out there, and there's no erasing it. And so, we need to help them through that as best they can. And again, I'm not talking about EJ, but in general, some kids, they're not equipped with communicating the best way, and so, that's their way of expressing themselves. That's the world we live in. I can't see even trying to put a complete stop to it. I don't even know how you can. It's like asking somebody not to talk, so.
After the situation with Nick and then the situation with EJ, though, do you put something in place where maybe they're held accountable to the team, or there's some way to?
Yes, yes, and that's got to come from the team, and that's got to come from our leaders, and so we will talk about that and see what they want to do, because yes, that's a team issue, what the players want and how they want to hold themselves accountable, and what their expectations are. So yes, we'll get to that.
While we were waiting, Jamin Davis came through on crutches. Is there anything serious there?
Well, we're going to find out more on Monday. It's hopefully is not serious. He's got an injury. He's got a leg injury, and we were worried. So we'll let him look at it tomorrow. Dr. Johnson's going to take a good look at it tomorrow, and we'll see exactly where we're at.
Did that happen during practice today?
It happened Thursday, right during our warm-up, during our ball security, and creating turnovers on defense and ball security on offense, basically a up-tempo walkthrough, and got caught up, and that's the bad thing about going inside sometimes. It's just the turf that grabbed them, and we got old turf and it's tight in there, and I wish we could get outside, but it's not always the case.
Have you seen the level of competition, because you have so much more depth on that defensive line, have you seen the level of competition sort of rise?
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see how that goes through the rest of this spring, because we need to. You know, we need to have guys that love playing football in there and doing their job. It's a very unselfish position. You know, they have to do a lot of work and they get banged around, and it's very physical, but that's what it takes, and you know, we need some guys to step it up. So that's the first thing I like to look at every day. You know, is how we're playing in there. So when I walk in the defensive staff room, I like to see team run. You know, that's the first thing I look at, and just see how we're, you know, fundamentally playing the game.
Is it specifically look for when you watch them?
Just overall, everything, technique, assignment, you know, ability to make plays, physicality, you know.
Is it fair to say how feasible that one particular person in the secondary can make a big difference?
They all need to play better. I think we all know that. I think, you know, there's times when we, you know, need to play better in the secondary. I was pleased today. We did get 2 interceptions. We gave up 1 play that was more of a missed assignment than anything that created a big play, a touchdown that we could get corrected. We ended the scrimmage with Chris Westry, who, you know, needs work at tracking the football, and ended it with him making an interception. So I was happy for Chris, and you know, because 1 play earlier in the day, he kind of had an issue tracking the ball, and then he comes back and he makes the interception. So I was pleased with that.
How's Lonnie Johnson doing?
Lonnie's doing good. Lonnie's going to be fine. I have high expectations for him, and we got to work hard, get some things cleaned up, but I love his attitude and his work ethic, and you know, he wants to be a really good player. So.
Mark, you said Mike was going to talk you in the playing corner. Is he successful?
Not too much right now. He'll jump in there at one-on-ones and get a few reps here and there, but you know, that would be a long shot. You know, I'd be willing to look at it a little bit and just make sure we got guys in the right places. But we have probably too many reps invested where he's at.
Mark, how close was Gunner to a backup job throughout the season last year to a point where he might have been able to play at one of those moments for Steven?
I definitely think that we'd have been very comfortable. And again, I don't mean this with any disrespect to anybody at any position, and you never want to see somebody go down, certainly for injury. But when things happen, you know, as coaching staff, I'm excited to see that guy go in there and see what they can do in a game situation. And I felt that way about Gunner, sure, because he has shown flashes at times of doing some very good things. You know, today, and you would expect that if you have some experience coming back on defense, some good guys. We were sloppy offensively, and that was the first time we were in a game-like situation, and we were sloppy, and we need to get that cleaned up.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks.